Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We have completed one chapter, and if you haven't watched the video is in our channel playlist, so you can go ahead and watch it. So next chapter is on data security. Before we move on to data security, so we should also complete data modeling as given in the introduction of data security. So we will go ahead and complete data modeling first, and then we'll follow with data security. So the first chapter of data modeling is like understanding the custom and standard object. So I might given you an outline of what is an custom object and standard object. Here we will look into that in detail. So after this chapter, what will you be understanding is the perks of using the Salesforce objects, that is the Salesforce platform objects. The second one is the difference between the standard object and the custom object, and the types of custom objects an object can have. So that's it. So the overview is about a company where they are using Salesforce. The company is a real estate company where they want to save or store certain fields, but Salesforce has only standard objects in which few of the fields cannot be stored. So there is a Salesforce admin who is planning to use custom objects to create a data model in which they can store the required details. So if you don't know what is a data model, so data model is the way of modeling your data in the database. So if you're not familiar with the database, imagine an Excel sheet as shown in the figure. So here the company has all the data of the properties that is available, its pricing, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the area of the property, along with the listed date. But this looks messy, so or not much of an understanding format. So in Salesforce, this is how the data looks, or the custom objects or the objects that is created in Salesforce looks. So you can just see that as uh, a record here. So each row is a record, and each column it's a value or the field that is present in a record. So that is how the data will be. So what are the types of objects that is supported by Salesforce is like standard objects, which are the predefined objects provided by Salesforce. Custom objects. Custom objects are created by each and every organizations or users. So each user can design the custom object as of their own requirement by adding different fields and with different data types, followed by the external objects, platform events, and big objects. So in this chapter, we are just going to concentrate on the standard and custom objects. As we go forward, we will also be looking into external objects, platform events, and big objects. So as I said, standard objects are like the predefined objects that is provided by the Salesforce, like contacts, accounts, leads, opportunities, and so on. So custom objects are objects that is created by the user inside Salesforce for their own requirement. So you can name the custom objects however you want, but custom objects will always end up having underscore underscore C at the end. So this is to differentiate between custom objects and the standard objects. So here to have all the data, as I mentioned in the scenario, uh, the Salesforce admin is gonna go and create custom object called property. So he will be creating a custom object called property and enter the plural label as properties. And then he will save it, and inside uh, properties he'll be creating the different fields. So custom object is like a table, and the fields are like the columns in the table, and each row is a record present in the table. So now, what are the types of fields that is present inside Salesforce? So one is identity field, so which is like a primary key. So if you don't know what is a primary key is a unique value that is generated uh, to identify each record separately. The second one is the system field, which is like a read-only field. So these are system generated fields which can help us in identifying certain things like created date, last modified by id, created by id, these things. The next one is the name. So the name is a field which is used to distinguish between each records. Okay, this is also created automatically, followed by the custom objects. This is a custom fields where you can have multiple fields as a string, as a date, as a currency, as a time, um, uh, or like a number, integer, float, anything. They also have checkbox, which is like a boolean true or false, date or time field, formula field, so everything. So create a custom field. The property object we just created is pretty bare bone, so which is like it is just a table, but we haven't defined what are all the columns that has to be present inside the table. So inside that fields, and you go to fields and relationship and you create a new currency, name it as the price. It is the price of the listed homes, and check the box as required. So each field can be marked as required or not required. So if the field is marked as required, whenever an row or whenever a record is created for that particular custom object, then the value for that particular field should be present. It cannot be updated. It can be updated later on, but it cannot be left empty and then updated later on. So it should be present at the start of the record creation. And also each and every custom field will have underscore underscore c2. So you can also create a custom field inside the predefined standard objects that is provided by Salesforce. And if you create a custom field inside the standard objects, you will find underscore underscore c being attached to the fields alone. But in our case, the custom object property will also have underscore underscore c, and also those fields will have underscore underscore c. So so what is the customizing responsibly, how to customize it responsibility is that, so you should think through the name of what should be the name of the field. So it helps the user to identify what it defines, followed by the making sure if it is a required field or not whenever it is necessary. You can't mark all the fields as required, and you cannot leave all the fields to be not required. Then the data would be pretty base and non-understandable by a different user who's trying to access the same record. So now let's get on to our hands-on challenge. So here we are going to create when a home buyer makes an offer to buy a property, the brokers at Dream House Reality needs to track the details in Salesforce. Create a custom object that can use to record the offer amount and the target close date for the sale. So we are going to launch this. So create a custom object, label the offer, object name offer, record name offer name, data type auto number, display format starting number. Okay, so first we'll go here, go to setup, object manager, close this, create a custom object. So our custom object label is offer. So this will always be with the plurals. Okay, the object name is offer, record name is offer name, and the data type is auto number, and the display format is OF. Let's copy and paste it, and the starting number is 1. Okay, that's it. So the optional features, you allowing the custom object to be available for reports, the track field history, allowing charter groups, it is up to your requirement. But for now, since they haven't told us about any of these, I'm just gonna go click on save. So now I'm going to go for fields and relation, create a custom currency field of the offer object. So I'm just gonna field and relationship. I'm gonna create a new field which will be a currency. The field label is offer amount. So field name is offer space amount. If you see, the field name will be auto generated as shown. So offer amount, the name, sorry, the field label is yeah, field name will be auto generated, so it has been auto generated. If you want to add a description for the field, you can add it to describe what the field is about and what it does, so that in future if any of the developer or the admin is gonna access the field, it will be helpful for them and it is not required. That's it. Next. And they also didn't provide us the decimal places, so I am not giving any decimal places for now. Also make sure if it is read only, give only read only access. For now I'm not giving any access to any of the unchecked boxes, but these are different types of roles, that is profiles, that is available in the organization. So you can choose to which user should have the access and which user should not have the access. So have said this, so that is done. The next one is the data type. New, we have date and date time, so make sure you choose the data format, and the field name is target close date. Target close date, and it is also not required. So next, save. So that's it. We are done. Now let's go and check. As we keep checking, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Make sure you have enabled the notification so that whenever I upload a video, you get notified, so that we both can learn together and make Salesforce our career. Thank you. And yeah, we have completed it. We'll see the next chapter in the next video. Thank you.